Raveena, today is the graduation ceremony for all the students. It's a very, very proud moment for the academy. What do you have to say? And you were an integral part of it.
Well, I think I'm very honored and privileged to be here. And I think it's memorable not only for them but even for me to be at a graduation ceremony. For me, actually, if I would go to say that for me also my graduation ceremony was Sippy Films. So whether it was so my learning, my evolving, my education was Sippy Films. So for me, starting from Patthar Ke Phool to now Aranyak, it's been a long journey, and whatever I had to learn, my initial, I don't know if Rohan remembers, but I'm sure Ramesh ji remembers that when I started shooting Patthar Ke Phool, I had not done any acting classes, no training, nothing. Straight facing the camera. And so that's why for me, I can say that the education system that I attended was Sippy Films. So it's a great thing for me to be here.
You were talking about the formal education, as you said, you started it because of obviously being in the film family. How important do you think, Raveena, is film education?
I think it's very, very important. Reason being that, though see, life happened to me, and I tell people I'm in this industry by default because I never grew up thinking that I'll become an actor. I remember it was like a family thing, and it happened so fast that I remember GP Sippy Saab called my dad and spoke to him and said कि घर की बात है, देखते हैं, फिर उसके बाद उसको पिक्चरें नहीं करनी है, छोड़ सकती है, her wish kind. It was literally like that. And so for me, I believe that it's important because the way I started, it took me a long time to evolve and learn and reach a certain point where I could understand what filmmaking and acting was all about. But for newcomers who come today, I think it's very important to have that education and background behind, because it's very competitive. Besides being competitive, you're ready to face it. Don't take you that long to reach successful heights, like how it took me a long journey ahead. So I think it's a little imperative for everyone to be a little trained before they start anything.
Ramesh, memories with Raveena, and that brings back nostalgia, Patthar Ke Phool and...
Yes, my father's film, Patthar Ke Phool, with Salman Khan. And she was introduced at that, and she did a lovely job. Gaane, Shane, moments, sab. It was a romantic action film, but it was great because I think that way my father had a very enterprising side of him, which was always encouraging new people on the one hand here, and then he had already introduced Shah Rukh Khan in another film with Juhi Chawla, and then I took both of them, Shah Rukh and her, in a film that I was doing. So that's how it all happens, and things move on further. But very lovely experience, even with me. It was a very nice experience. What can I say that? And I'm glad that it's carrying on into the family, with Rohan having made Aranyak. So I think it's all going on, and here we are.
Ramesh, any memories of Zamana Deewana which you had done with?
A lot of pleasant memories. It was a lovely kind of Anupam Kher's role was sort of, he dreamt of how two gang lords can come together if their daughter and son can be brought together. So it was all a dream. In reality, it turned out to be something else. But it all worked out in the end. So,
which is that one aspect of filmmaking, which has been very close to your heart, when it comes to education now, as you said, one must learn. So that's, one particular thing, direction or cinematography, what would you say?
Well, I think it's for an actor, it's very important also to, uh, kind of learn or even have a know-how of what the basics of filmmaking are, your lighting, your equipment, your camera angles, your, what is being used, which lens is being used. I think it's very important because that's when you start learning as to how and how you are going to be portrayed on screen as well. So how close you are, how far or how wide is the camera, how you can enhance that expression. If it's in a wide, what you do. If it's in a close, how you underplay. So it all depends. You kind of learn how to play along, and that I think is important.
What would you like to add something?
Yeah, I think continuing what Raveena ji said, I think the nice thing is being able to study is you get to see you're working on different projects. You'll see all the different aspects. So whatever you specialize in, if it's acting, also you've learned a little bit whether it's about the cinematography, about the lensing, about the structure of the story, all of those things. I think so. When you choose to pursue it, when you start working, I think having a little bit of background, because there's so many wonderful different fields that come together in cinema and our kind of storytelling. Being a student gives you a chance to be exposed to that you might not get if you went straight into work. Like she said, she started acting, so she was going to do that. Whereas now, if you have a chance to even spend 2-3 years where you see all of it, then no matter what you choose, I think you'll have a lot more confidence about how your role in the overall process plays out.
Raveena ji, Ramesh ji is known as a perfectionist, in terms of his shot taking. You worked with him in Zamana Divana. Any memories of?
I have lots of memories of Zamana Divana. In fact, a very, very, very valuable lesson that Ramesh did impart to me during those days, which has stayed with me for a lifetime, is I don't know if you remember, but it for me, like I said, sometimes when you are in the industry by default, you kind of take things for granted. You're not because I didn't dream of being in films or eat, breathe kind of film. So it was never something that I took really, really seriously in my life, and that was a mistake I think I made initially, where things were happening to me, and I was lucky that they were happening to me. So I remember once Ramesh and me, all of us were sitting, and we just finished shooting the song where Shah Rukh and that Orange Sari song, and it's such a sensual song, and even till date everyone tells me about that song. And I was like, Ramesh, really, and this and that. You think it was okay? You think it was good? Because, I mean, coming from trying to be at a level where Ramesh ji's made Sagar, and that song is so ever alive in everyone's mind, and then you're making this. So Ramesh ji said, it's high time you start taking your career seriously, because this time is not going to come back in your life. And at that time I was like, why is he saying this to me? And then I realized that how I need to actually start working harder, concentrating, focusing, because my focus was everywhere else and having a great time more than actually working.
See, I was the teacher there also.
Yes, he was. That's what I'm saying. That is good. That what he imparted on to me has lasted me a lifetime, and that's the time I think I started taking my career seriously. And I started thinking, not only this, I need to start doing and pushing myself beyond boundaries.
But I have to confess, it didn't take much teaching on my behalf. She was very good. Very, very good. And very quick. Yes, maybe, as you said,
Yeah.
she'd stray off a bit here and there. But I think if that did have an impact on her, it shows in her career, and she's done extremely well. And again, we benefit from it. And today we benefit from your presence at the Academy.
Raveena, you're an actor, you're a producer also, but are you future now to be making you're keen anything into writing or maybe into direction, which are the plans there?
Not really. I think I've got my hands full, and I think direction is something which is like actually delivering a baby, going through the 9 months of pregnancy of filmmaking and delivering a baby after labor pains. So मैंने देखी है हालत. So sometimes I feel नहीं यार, I'll do it when I'm really. You have to be like there 24/7. You have to be mentally free from everything else. And I've signed quite a few projects right now. So For me, I would not want to do anything half-hearted. It is honestly like delivering a baby because you're 24/7 just into that project. So direction is a big boss job, and it'll take me some time to reach being boss yet. These two are the bosses already.
Kiran, would you like to add something?
She's the boss of the academy. So I think
No, I mean, my experience has been more as an actress rather than in the direction part of it. And a lot of what Raveena says holds true when you join the industry, and if you're not trained for it, I think you tend to take things very easy. I was almost told the same thing when I did my first or second project, that you need to be more serious about it. So for us it was like, having fun, having a good lunch, gossiping, and okay, scene to kar hi rahe, that kind of attitude, but you really need to get focused as an actor, like Raveena said, and director is a big job. I know my husband's first one to reach and the last one to leave, day after day after day. So it needs a different kind of commitment if you want to go in that field.
Raveena, any message you would like to give to the audience who are aspiring students who are looking at joining School of Cinema?
I think it's always better to be prepared, and I think it is like we all agree that focus, hard work, dedication, sincerity to your work is most important. If you're not sincere to your own work, your work's not going to be sincere with you. So it's completely that.